I am not a financial advisor. These videos are all meant for educational purposes only. All Complete Trader Academy videos are my personal opinion and perspective. Trading carries a high level of risk, and all results are your own responsibility. Please always demo first. Hey everybody, welcome back to CT Review. Today is August 5th, Tuesday, 2025. Hope you had a good day today. So like I said yesterday, spot on, baby. So you got to watch the videos, even if the 30 minutes, I try to make them short, but hey, I got to get done what I'm explaining. But what I would like to have seen is to come up, and I also talked about coming up possibly a little higher, and then retracing back at the least for getting in this area for the first imbalance and then buying up. Well, we sort of got that. We came up, we came back here, we bought a little bit, and then we're still here. So, and I also mentioned, if you got to listen to the video very carefully, I said that we could also possibly come a little bit lower to the first imbalance and buy, or sweep this low. And that's where I'm showing that in this video, in this section here. Coming up, popping all the way down. So what do they both have in common? They both have sells in place, right? So the price got stuck and stagnated here, and they had a speaker there. So I'm going to show you the fire real quick. So, I mean, I don't be playing. If I'm telling you what I'm going to do the day before, you can see it here. I didn't do a good job of showing the screenshot of how I projected it. Actually, let me just do that real quick and go. And then how I did it was I switched it to this. So this high is a little wick above that high, and then this drop on Monday, Asia, right? So because technically that range, it's outside of that high and it's outside of that low, so I'm going to use that as the range, and that's what I'm projecting here. Just super fire. And when you do that, you'll see 3.5 to 4. We were sitting already with the pre-New York session. So here's the deal. We get a raid here, and then this funky price action happens right here. Right, we have a little gap right here. It's a literal gap, all right? And then we have the daily gap. There's so much to fucking talk about, Jesus. But the point is coming down here into this area for all this buy liquidity and push out area breakout artists, right? That's what we talked about, right? It's beautiful. I got 3 measurements up here, so I'm gonna try to make this simple. So I got one right here. I got this one. This is just that last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 candles up. Projecting that, and then I also have to the bottom left on the 15-minute, I have the whole swing from there to there, and then I have what we did in 9:30, no, after 9:30, but I have this projected right here to here. Those are all consecutive candles. Change state of delivery right here. This trade only basically really worked out well because we had a divergence on a shit, there's so much to talk about. I'm going to lose my mind right now. At that time when we did this at the macro 950, especially, lower highs there, lower highs here, and then higher highs here. So if I was to even begin from today, I already saw this divergence with Dow, okay? And then that was pushing up the price. And then when we had higher highs here, so initially selling off at 815 or whatever, that pushed the price down. Just follow me. That pushed the price down. Plus this little divergence right here. We had a higher high here at 845, snacking that, and then we had lower highs here. Okay, so because I took this trade initially, and because I wanted to, I know the opening range gap, the settlement was down here. I'm looking at a speaker. I mean, let me tell you something. Flat out speaker there, and I can see it also here, origin here, where I'm going to come down into here. Come down. I didn't even draw it because I didn't even want to do it, but this is what I was thinking and doing. Speaker here, speaker there. But at the time, I was just looking at this speaker. It's just manipulation. Obviously, we're taking highs, lows, highs, right? So what am I doing up here? Well, I get a change of delivery here. Okay, so I get a break here. I already see this. I wasn't ready here or anything. So what I did was I saw the price. You can see that gap right there, and you can see the line drawn for those consecutive candles. Okay, cool. Where's my confirmation? We pop up into the gap right there. All right. And then as soon as this candle, this up candle gets printed, we push down, we tag in with the blue. That's the last up candle. That's an entry method right by itself. Boom. As soon as we do that, I get tagged in. I'm leaving my stop loss here on for purpose reasons to show you how close it got and did not take my stop out. Where do I have my stop out? I have it above these lower highs right here. These little guys right here. See these little guys right here? See how it's coming? And we're tagging in it. I don't expect price to come above here if it's going to be selling off like that right there. What's my goal here for this trade, even if it's still early, is to take out that low. Very, very, very simply low. It's not a London low. It's like a pre-New York low or whatever. See that? Breakout right here. Boom. I'm tagging it right where you're seeing the picture. So what happens? We tag in it again. We come back. We come up again. Real shitting deep. Shitting bricks almost for a second. And then look at the stop loss placement. Beautiful. At this point, the stop loss is really here because it should not go above this. Anyways, 930 opens up here. It's a wick. It's also underneath the daily gap. We shoot straight down. Where do we go? 2 to 2.5. I showed you the projection right here. Plus, I already got this. I got this projected right there. You can see that clearly. What did they do? They decided to rip it back up. Okay, so now look, that's right here. This price action is shitty. I wouldn't buy this. We came in here. I'm trying to squeeze this out, but I know the first imbalance we're going to use the 930 because it's opening above previous session highs. So I'll use that one. You can also use this one here, but it wasn't necessary for this situation because what happens is that it came underneath and it stopped. It should have sold more down. So you shouldn't even get this candle up. See this candle up that pushes up? You shouldn't even get that if you're trying to sell off and it be this. You see this price action? That didn't do that. That came up. So get stopped out. That's fine. I understand that they're going up. What are we doing? We could have just waited for a raid. But I understood the logic of what I was doing. And it cleaned up all this easy. It's fine. We understand that that's happening. And my bias is still the same, right? So what did they do? So low, and then once they broke this low, which was over here, they pushed up. You shouldn't even get this bear flag here, a bull flag here, especially this candle. This is guaranteed over right there. Once it breaks, see how it took that high and then it snapped in? It's sitting on the gap. Okay, cool. If we're selling, if it's still a sell, if they're still not done retracing, pushing up, you should never get this, right? So pushes up. What do we do? And balance right here. All right. And push out traders right here from that candle. We are in this last candle. I don't have it marked because I didn't want it on top of my entry. But that's what I'm doing. That last candle pushes up. The time is not 9:48 in this candle. And then this down candle is 9:49. They'll like to push it down at the 9:49 versus 9:50. But you have this imbalance right here. Watching retail streamers today, they're sitting here fucking selling this, selling this, buying it right here. I'm like, dude, you guys are crazy. You don't even know what you're doing. And I love it. But they're obviously momentum traders. But here, that's why I'm not a momentum trader. And if I incorporate momentum trading, it just means I'm going to do that a certain way, right? But this is a prime example of why I'm not a momentum trader today. But logic, and they have no idea what's down here, what's going on. And we talked about it the day before, just so you understand that. Why? Well, because it's simple, but we have already wiped out sellers here. Now you got some buyers here. So this is where after these ideas, it's going to get a little complicating. But anyways, not to sidetrack, I'm expecting this to invert. Here's the 10 o'clock news. Okay, this is where I made a mistake. I didn't make a mistake because I won. These motherfuckers were trying to buy right here, right even before the 10 o'clock news. I'm like, dude, you guys are crazy. But see, I'm already up here, and this was a mistake. I should have not took this trade. I should have let the 10 o'clock news come, but I was already expecting to come down here. Sure enough, it opened up and just shot down. I'm like, beautiful. And once they made that low and it snaps up, I know that now this is an end. These are the entries that you should be looking for. Once it snaps and retraces, this is structure. So lower high as it pops up, and then you see it makes a low, not a lower low, but a low, and then a lower high. This becomes right here a controller of price. It's underneath the daily gap. You can see, by the way, this was working for a sec. I was freaking out for a second because it was like, oh man, you're going to respect the 50%. And just like this, I didn't get that push down. But where was I? I was in a 2 to 2.5. Okay, fine. But when this high comes up here, it doesn't take out that high. And I'm very glad, because they could have done that. But Dow was the one who made the higher high, as you see here, right there, right? So this is the reason why I took the trade up here, because I had that, okay? And I understand it's lower than here, and it's sure enough. I mean, this is a boss ass trade. Just let me tell you, all right? But sometimes I'll take little losses trying to catch these top of these next candle, because I know what they're doing. Like, I know they're coming up here to squeeze up, right? But anyways, he shoots down here, and then underneath the daily gap. Look at the bodies, and then look at right here. Look at the 930 level. They don't even, retail doesn't even see this level as important. It's like, dude, you guys are tripping. Anyways, 930, and then we come underneath that first imbalance. Let me see if I just did this here. This is going to be a fire ass video, just so you know. Whatever. Would have sold on this candle right here. But anyways, boom, imbalance, pops in. Now we're going for the drives. And here's what I have as targets. As my minimum target here, this trade was a minimum target. Okay, failed. You can see I'm highlighting the previous yesterday's PM session's first imbalance. I got it dragged out. You'll see how I use it in a second. Plus, I've already talked about this right here, right? Okay, so you see here, I also have 3.5 to 4. And then when I'm in this sell, this is my target at minimum. And just the 3.5 to 4. It's the PM sessions imbalance. I got it dragged out now, very clear. All right, and then with this projection here, you got 1 to 1.5. Look at the half is 1.5 is sitting in the middle, so I'm going for that. I said, okay, cool. But once we're coming down more, I'm like, nah, we're gonna still keep coming down because of this. I'm using this 1 to 1.5. See the whole swing, and then also we talked about this area, right? Also, we pushed right through. Remember, I was very clear about this level about yesterday. We pushed through that high. Remember that? I talked about this. We pushed right through. I said, I'm not a momentum trader, but that would have been nice, but it's okay. But look what we did. We're coming back down for that. So that's what that area is, just so you see it. That's what I'm circling here. Over here. So what I'm circling. So this was my minimum target. I wanted to hit that, and this 1 to 1.5, we hit that. And then I said, no, we're going to come down to this 2 to 2.5. Okay, we have this gap that we talked about from yesterday over here on the higher time frame where we did that fucking. So what am I also doing? Well, because see this breakout area here when we push down? Well, when we pushed up, we also logically can push by because it's going through that level, right? So I understand that we want to come back down. That's why I gave the example of retracing back and buying. If it's going to buy from here, keep coming lower. But the idea was to come into here. So super fire. All right, so this is what this is, this target, 2 to 2.5. This high right here, by the way, what am I gunning? So after this area, I let it retrace. Notice how all the bearish candles don't get engulfed. So bearish pushes up. It's underneath. Okay, bearish pushes up underneath. Right here. Bearish pushes up underneath. Bearish pushes up underneath. Bearish pushes up underneath. This is an auction area, which you'll see how I catch the next trade sick. So they're not breaking structure is what I'm trying to say, right? Pushing down, boom. I didn't even draw this. Didn't even need to, right? There's a bearish imbalance there, but what are we doing? What are we tagging? We're tagging the PMs. We came underneath it, and this is a balanced price range, so this is also just awesome. And then I'm squeezing out here because what? I have reached this next target. Why did I know I was coming into here? Again, I know we're probably coming into here, but I'm also playing it smooth. So I'm pushing it in, and then boom. What happens next? I get squeezed out in the 2 to 2.5 I told you about, right? Remember, I have this 101.5. I also, by the way, I'm also squeezing this area because we just hit the -1 standard deviation and we hit this liquidity specifically. So this trade that I've initially took here, I wasn't going to get out until it tagged this guy right here. This was my minimum. Okay. That's my minimum. And obviously after here. And then I'm squeezing it out. This is when I'm squeezing it out. Okay, now watch what we do. So what am I doing here? Well, I know that we're still coming down and we haven't really hit our objective, right, to the fullest, right? Which is this breakout area plus this daily imbalance that I've told you about yesterday. I got it dragged across. There's the quadded, okay? Look where the quad, first of all, look at the 25% and the first imbalance of yesterday. They're laying on each other. Okay, that's very that's big confluence for me to chase it, to go for that direction, right? But when I get squeezed out, watch this. This is an auction as well. Remember I just told you about this little structure I told you about? Look at this up candle. See this up candle? I end up getting out here. And then the price hits the gap, bodies, pops right up, right into that candle. Boom. I get filled bold faced. I'm already in it. And it comes and tags it. Boom. Look at that. That's an up candle, just so you know. Boom. Retail sitting here trying to buy every single one of these. It was embarrassing, actually. And then boom, tags it. What am I doing when I do this? Where do you think I'm going? Well, I have remember that projection? I have the 3.5 to 4. Okay. And I have this 1 to 1.5. So we're hitting that 1.5, and then we're underneath the second, the -2 standard deviation is your range. And what am I doing right there? See that guy right there? That guy is the same example of me holding it for this guy right here. Boom, fucking hit it. All right, coming right in. All right, and I'm squeezing out. Done with the trade. I now what am I doing? I'm trying to be prepared for a buy because I know it's possibly going to be a buy, right? I just talked about it yesterday in the picture. But okay, what happens? I get stopped out here. We get to the 3.5 to 4. I got it staggered on purpose just so you could see it. Look at the 25% and the opening range and that first imbalance in yesterday. Look at the 50. Look how it tags on the 50 right there. So we have that and that. They're crossed over. Look, my entry is literally in between them. Okay? You see that shit? Oversold. Boom. I see this inversion. I want to see this hold as an inversion. It pops up. And I was looking for 3 drives. I was looking to buy once, let it retrace, buy twice if I have to. And then here, I'm projecting just the bodies of the candle. So there only is bodies here. And then here's 1 to 1.5. Okay, I'm very clear about what I'm showing you right here. Okay, and then why? Because it's a breakout area and it's an imbalance, and this is easy sellers. Anyone could have just pushed sell and would have won. What did we do? We boom tagged it first right there. I was like, you bitch, use it wick, and then it's wicking. So I'm like, fuck this, trailing it. Okay, trail it, get stopped out. Did we hit it? Yes, we did. Okay, so this is that trade. You can see it working here. Very dirty a little bit, gets dirtier. Watch this. I'm not over trading. I'm just trading the understanding of price action. Look how I do it again. Can't make this up. So I'm glad that I take these trades out. Then what happens? It retraces deep hard. Comes where? Into that inversion. I said, okay, let's get it again. Boom. Pops in and shoots up. What am I doing here? I'm getting in higher because I know their goal is to get higher. Would I love it for it to come up here? Fucking yeah, sure. Am I gonna sit here all day and find out? No. I'm pretty much done with trading at this point. Okay. So you see me trailing it here, and then we get inside here, and then what happens? It's fucking done. Done. I don't give a fuck. I'm not caring what's happening. Now I'm in London close. What do they do? Okay. What do they do? That's me screenshotting it right there. By the way, 1 and 1.5. If it's gonna go again, it's gonna probably sell from here. Am I gonna sell this? No. Why? Because I'm bullish. All right, but do I understand? Can it make another leg down? Yeah, sure. So this is a speaker. This is also a shakeout, I call it. But they're gonna also go the direction of where they want to go, right? And they've kept the price down here. Oh, another thing I forgot to mention yesterday is that gap. So when we were pushing up, yeah, I said that we would come and sweep that high. Remember I talked about this area on the 4 hour? If you watched the video, that's why they're 29 minutes, because I'm fucking giving you game. But I said about getting in this area after the video was made. I was making the video. Okay, so we were sitting in this area the whole time, right? Number one. Number two, the gap, it doesn't have a body on it. What did we do yesterday? We had a body placed. Okay, so what am I thinking today? I'm thinking of a bearish day. Why? Because it would have to be, if the open was here of today, it would have to be down here below that gap for it to be, I should have just dragged it out, but whatever. I should, to be honest with you, I should. You'll probably see it. This is how it makes it long. Let me just do this. I do love this, but I mean, it's kind of like annoying for me to have to do all this. Yeah, it's pretty much that gap right there. But you'll see it. You're seeing it stop right there, and this is what sucked. They didn't keep going. That's okay. But then when we come underneath, it's boom, boom. You see that? Look at that. Look at that. That's algorithmic. You could have just put a line right there, and that up candle would have held. And you can wait for like, you know, this sell here to get involved. Like, these are all entries to come down, right? But that's beside the point. What was I trying to say here? So 101.5, it sold off, it came down. It should not be coming down here if we're still gonna push up, right? So I'm already done for the day. Fuck off. But I do see this next possibility of what? Here. So we break again for a lower low. And we have drives. So this is one drive. 1, 2, 3, 4. If you don't count that little guy, this is 1, 2, 3. And generally speaking, I'm going to want to wait for 3 to 4. In the markets that we've been in lately, it's been 3 to 5, I should say. 3 to 5 drives. Minimum 2. That's why I bought this. Okay, because sometimes it'll go on 2. But if, you know, we don't know what it's going to do. We'd like what it to do, but it doesn't mean it's going to do it. So the third, all right, that fails. There, we're still in this vicinity, but what's the purpose of not buying it there? See the 50%? I got it staggered on purpose. See the 50%? Let's move it over now. Let's do that for a second. Okay. Boom. So I take this fucking buy right here, this 50%. I take it, pushes up. I have this inversion right here. All right, pops up, boom, high of the daily gap, of the daily imbalance, retraces deep. All right, wasn't worried about it, but here is what I was looking at. I said, can't go any lower. I don't get stopped out here. I buy this fucking thing. And what am I trying to do here? Well, I got it measured with the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 candles of down candles. 101.5, 2 to 2.5. Watch how they do this. So what am I trying to buy this for? I'm trying to take out this liquidity here and come up here, right? That's what I was trying to do. Man, tell me why. And then now it's lunchtime. So I bought it already. I was already in, came in, comes up, retraces. Now we're above. Notice we're above the 50% of the first imbalance of yesterday. Okay, and we're at that 25 of the daily bullish imbalance, and we push up. We come in, we take this high. I was like, okay, let's go. Wicks again, and now I'm pushing my shit because I'm trying to be honest with you, I'm actually trying to just be done. I'm not even trying to fucking get no money back. I had some losses. I made some mistakes. No big deal, right? But some FOMO, but I still have the right logic, right? And then I fucking get wicked out right here. Right here, I get wicked out, and then it shoots up. And I was like, bitch. And then it comes up to here, right? And then falls short of that gap on purpose. This was, remember, the breakout area of what I was trying to buy that here, and they stopped. That's why I squeezed it, because I don't need to be right. And this is the point of experience, because if you watch retail streamers, You motherfuckers are, trying to take 5-10 points, right? I'm not going for that. I'm going for 50, 100 more, right? But in general speaking, I also don't need the thing to come back on me. Just like this trade here when I took the sell. I don't need it to come back on me. Although I want to hold it, I'm already entered here and it doesn't work out. Shit doesn't work out. But it doesn't mean it's the end of the world because of the fact that you should know the other ideas that are very probable. Okay, what happens here? It's 12 o'clock. I literally want to chill, eat, and smoke, and then all this happens while I'm bucking on lunch. This fucking comes up. Look how bogus they were with the snapping right there. All right, they come back to the fucking imbalance of the first. Look at that. And I was on lunch, and I saw the phone, and I saw that. I was like, bro, can't be that easy. I was like, nah, they're probably just gonna blow through. Bitch bought right from it. I mean, bro, you can't make that up. Okay. Little fake head and shoulders, right? And then what does this do? Shoots up, buys up, takes that liquidity, gets to the 2 to 2.5. Come on, man. Comes to the 2 to 2.5 just to squeeze up more of these people up here, right? So, but what's the case here? This is move 1, 2. Does 2 keep going or is it going to be 3? They ended up being 3. And you want to count the real moves? Let's count the real moves. All right, push down 1, move up 2, move down 3, move up 4, move down 5, move 6, move 7, move 8, move 9. Does this take out that low? No. So this is still 9. I'm counting it as. All right, but that might not be helpful to you or something. But what I understand is that in my case, if it didn't buy from here and just kept going, we're going to be a sell by sell day most likely. And then they induce these highs. So that's when I said 3 buys, there's move 1 up. This fails, comes back. Buy 2 moves up, comes back. Move 3 buys up. And this is how they did it. But I was looking at it like this. I was trying to get that done over here. It's myopic, but at the same time, it's fractal. So, I mean, it could happen here and it could happen over there. But if you follow what I'm saying. But I'm just talking price action. But again, am I involved here? No. So, obviously, look at this shit right here, though, man. This right here, I was like, you bastards. Because when I got snipped here, and it still went to my area. I was like, I would have squeezed it, but look how they did that shit. Then they came back, and I was like, you bastards. But whatever. Hey, all good. Oversold. Anyways, overbought. Look at this shit right here. It's sexy, but it was so dirty in the way they printed the price. Sorry, I'm not sure if you can see all this. Like, this was super fucking dirty right here. But key levels of what I'm showing you. And then notice how they didn't take out that control price high. Oh, they did. Yeah, they did. So they'll do that. Let me see. Yeah, they did that right there. Also, if you look at other higher, man, I could talk all day with this, dude, but just dipped in. And again, I was telling you about maybe now we're done. We're not done with the bottom side. So it's gonna get interesting. And here's the first imbalance of the PM session. We use it at first, we push up, then we blow through it. It gets used as resistance right there. Bam. I mean, that's like, come on, man. And then it sells off, doesn't take out that low on purpose. Someone trying to hold the bag. But hey, I'm not trying to play around with these people anyway. And then, because remember the 930 level pushed up real easy. And then you also have that opening range gap. Inefficiency from yesterday. And then, by the way, this was also the reason why I bought it again here was because we now knocked the 2 to 2.5, right? So that's why this buy was a little suspect, but it's a key level. And I expect a reaction, and it's not random. This is not a random fucking place, right? But it didn't hit the -2, so it would have been nice if it had just did first and then went up. But hey, you can't get everything. But the -2 to 2.5 was here. 50s right there. Look how, I mean, okay. So from when it dropped down and it stopped and then it came back up and the point of reference was that 50. That's not buyers and sellers. That's, and I know you guys know, if you follow me, you know that's not fucking buyers and sellers. But equal lows here. Look at this bullshit. They might even leave that shit. That'd be funny. Okay, so let me move forward because I just made a long video. I just know I can't make short video, and it's 30 minutes. Fuck. Um. Okay, divergence there. We had also when we had pushed up here at that time when I took that sell down and it stopped. The problem with that, and that's why I screenshot it, because we had lower lows with Nas, lower lows with S&P, and we had higher lows with Dow. So boom, it was a nice buy if you bought it, but I would have never bought it because I have my intention of coming down in here. They push up to fuck you over, right? And that was it. And then as far as me getting that buy again that I tried here, you had a lower low here and clear higher lows. So you very, very, very clear and high probability dollar is kind of sitting in the middle. It's kind of looking bearish. So if we want to see us push up, we're gonna want to see dollar keep coming down, which it might happen, and then we'll see here. But what did Dow do? Dow opened up and came back. So called it beautifully. I mentioned that we would also come back down into the previous daily's 50%, knock out 50% of that candle. And we did that. We did that beautifully, actually. From this low here to this high here. Where's 50%? Oh, we didn't hit it. Maybe I was thinking of the range. Yeah, it was the range technically. So yeah, right. We didn't hit it, but we hit it here. Is what I'm trying to say. This range here. Where is it? We didn't hit it. Oh, I thought we hit it. I wasn't using it. I was just talking about I'd like to see it come down and wipe out pretty much the top half of that candle. That's what I was talking about. But why do I not? I thought we did. Whatever. No big deal. But the logic was down here. I wasn't using that. What did I just do? Okay, let me just delete this. All right. So yeah, beautiful, right? And we have a body now closed. So I realized that after the video, I was like, oh, I didn't fucking say that. So that's why I expected the price to also stay down here. And I didn't really have high hopes for the buy. Because guess what? When I give this example here, like, okay, you do understand that once this happens, like this could be wrong. I could not, it might not just buy up from here. It might lower low, lower high. It might come lower. That's why I mentioned as possibly coming down more. So I'm aware of that, right? And this is where the decisions are reflected based off of what I did. It looks like it's gonna sell off again. No, I don't know if this is gonna buy, but it needs to hold above here. It needs to hold above this. As you can see, the bodies are sitting in it right now. So I don't know if that's gonna, again, out of my time window, so doesn't matter to me. But and then let me move forward. So after pushing up for the easy sellers, coming back for the easy buyers, they pushed back up. That was a good response for them on Dow. We would have liked to seen that more on see, this is what I would have liked to see. And this is one of the reasons why Dow is kind of cool to trade. I'd rather not, though. Fuck that. Unless you just love holding, it could work beautiful. So pump, dump, and then we get the little shift here. They come into this breakout area here and imbalance, and they push all the way back up. And this is what I would have liked, but I don't expect Nas to do that. And to be honest, Nas is the one that should have done that, since we have good earning, good reports of their assets, increasing. But anyways, so same thing here, man. So we sold back off into the middle of the range here, and they did a 50. Did they hit a 50 from the day? I'm trying to think. Who was I thinking? Almost. They did not, and definitely not the range. I'm tripping, man. I feel like I saw it. Was it Dow? No. Maybe. Fuck it. It's gonna be a long video. I don't know what to tell you, man. I finished talking, so short. Anyways, Is it important or not? Well, it could come down again for that area to buy again. And then go back to S&P again, same stories. So breakout comes in, sweeps that, and once they push up, they come back to it. So what do we normally see in this case? Well, this is gonna. I know I've been saying it's gonna get tricky, and I was trying to take advantage of the day because I understood what was gonna happen. But right here, does it push up straight, or does it come back for this gap, or blow through this where they want to really retrace? I don't know, man, and this is why I don't want to find out. But when I'm giving the examples a day ago when you saw me draw it, let me just do that again. Why do I keep doing this? I don't know. Again, for if it's gonna come back below for another low, then let's just say if it sells from here or not. Remember, I just said that. So either it sells from here or maybe it pops in here, and then we come back, and then we'll talk about this. This is the idea that I have here now. Okay. And then if it's buying and never comes underneath here, well, I'm thinking, okay, so either it wants to do this, okay, or this wants to maybe come lower. Shit, you never know. And that's why I don't. And then, but if it comes this lower, then it most likely will come underneath here. So, but what is the probability? Okay, well, we pushed up. Okay, we came down. We wiped out these sellers. So the easy moves here is to pop back up for easy sellers here. I'm sorry, I was talking about buyers over there, sellers. Well, now that we came up here, and that's why I gave the example, coming down here was easy buyers. Now what do? Are we sitting in the middle of the market? Can I see both sides of the market? Yeah, I could. Pretty simple. So we'll see what happens. But that's really it, man. I mean, I think I gave the examples of buying there and then selling there. And I made a 36-minute video. I want to keep it short. I think I've said enough, right? Didn't I say everything? Overbought, came down. I think it's going to come lower. Look at that shit. That shit, I mean, it looks heavy. So, if they want to use these areas as support, I think I already drew it. So maybe it wants to come here, or it wants to come in this first imbalance of the month, or it wants to sweep that. Maybe something like that. Who knows? Maybe it even wants to come back to here. I didn't even realize that. Could it test it back again and buy again? Man, yeah. This is where I'm trying to tell you, fuck August. So I'm not trying to find out. But it's still coming lower as we're speaking. So it's still low, So obviously expecting it to break through. That's why I was frustrated. I said, it's okay. I'm not going to get it all my time. And it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? As you see, I'm not involved in this shit. Look at it, 2.5. Beautiful, man, right there. And you guys take care. God bless.